When strength becomes exhaustion and no one notices, there is a kind of strength that doesn't look like strength at all. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for recognition. It looks like showing up even when you are tired. It looks like holding everything together while quietly coming apart inside. And the most dangerous part of this kind of strength is that it gets praised. People say, "You're so strong. I don't know how you do it." They mean it as a compliment, but they don't see the cost. Over time, strength becomes a habit, and then slowly it becomes an identity. You stop asking yourself how you feel and start asking what still needs to be done. You learn to override discomfort. You learn to push past emotional signals. You learn to stay functional no matter what is happening inside you. This is where exhaustion hides, not in collapse, not in failure, but in endurance without relief. Emotional exhaustion doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly when you no longer feel joy or resistance, only responsibility. You wake up and do what needs to be done. You respond, you manage, you cope, and because you are still standing, no one assumes you are struggling, including you. Many people confuse this state with maturity or resilience or growth, but true resilience includes recovery. It includes cycles of effort and rest. Strength without recovery is not resilience, it is depletion. And depletion does not announce itself with dramatic symptoms. It shows up as numbness, as irritability you can't explain, as a constant low-level tiredness that sleep does not fix. It shows up as feeling disconnected from your own life. You may still be doing everything right, but something feels distant, muted, flat. You may not feel sad enough to call it pain, not overwhelmed enough to call it burnout, just empty in a way that is hard to describe. This happens when your nervous system has been in survival mode for too long. Survival mode is useful. It helps you get through difficult seasons. It helps you adapt. It helps you keep going when stopping is not an option. But survival mode is not meant to be permanent. When it becomes your default state, your body stays alert, your emotions stay guarded, your capacity for rest starts to shrink. And because you are capable and responsible and used to carrying things alone, you keep going. You tell yourself, "I can handle this." And maybe you can. But the real question is not whether you can handle everything. The question is what it is costing you. Strength that is constantly demanded without support eventually turns inward. You may notice you don't ask for help anymore, not because you don't need it, but because it feels unfamiliar. You may notice that rest feels uncomfortable, even undeserved. You may feel guilty when nothing is required of you. These are not personality flaws. They are adaptations. They are signs that you learn to survive by staying strong. If this feels familiar, there is nothing wrong with you. You did what you needed to do to get through something difficult, but healing does not require becoming weaker. It requires redefining strength. Sustainable strength includes softness, it includes pauses, it includes moments where you don't hold everything together. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop proving that you can handle everything. Sometimes the strongest choice is allowing rest without justification, allowing support without explanation, letting go of the identity of the strong one and becoming someone who is allowed to be human. You do not need to break to deserve rest. You do not need to fall apart to justify slowing down. And you do not need to carry everything alone for your strength to be real. Strength that sustains you makes space for recovery, and recovery is not failure. It is how strength becomes something that supports your life instead of consuming it.